This is loganberry, boysenberry, blackberry. I offer to my neighbors anything that they want. Come and pick some peaches.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were going to pick all of them. And in the West, we think, well, we're so sophisticated. We're so much better than like the people of India, China, some of these areas where they're just pooping in the ground, in a hole in the ground, or they're using their feces as night soils to fertilize their crops. Like,
which makes more sense.
That's backwards. Like, we would never do that here. Here in Detroit, here in Troy, Michigan, we shit directly in the lake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Oakland County is being sued by Macomb County now because it's a shared system. Human Manure Handbook.
Okay.
It sounds like a psychopath wrote this book. Any one of my neighbors that needs garlic can come get some garlic.
That's awesome.
Or peaches or whatever, and they all know that.
So you have a blacksmith on your street.
He is an actual blacksmith. He made me a potato plow.
It's just you guys are helping out nature more than like any other street that I know of in Michigan.
We're trying. I mean, you know, it might look a little untidy to some people. We've had people actually make complaints that don't live on the street.
Welcome to the Wild Origins YouTube channel. In this video, we will be taking a tour of James's front yard food forest. He is one of the only people in all of Metro Detroit with a thriving food forest in his front yard. He does not use any chemicals like weed killers or synthetic fertilizers on his lawn, and instead grows and manages a diversity of plants that attracts all sorts of species, including endangered ones such as the monarch butterfly. James has been doing this for years and has a deep background in molecular biology, so there's a lot to learn from him in how he sustainably grows food for his family. You won't want to miss out on a minute of this video, so make sure to hit that like button, find some place comfy, and dive in. Welcome to Wild Origins.
We started with like a 10 by 10 spot, and then we just killed all the grass until there was no more grass.
Are those peaches good to eat?
These peaches?
Yeah.
You can try one.
Those look just like classic Georgia peaches.
Yeah, they look like they should be. You can see the Japanese beetles love this kind of stuff. Looks ripe, it's not ripe.
Yeah, still crunchy, so we gotta wait.
I prefer a peach, which is called a leaner. So you gotta lean over because the juice is just coming out. That's the style of ripeness that I prefer.
Yeah, that's like the best fruit in the world right there.
And these peaches will become leaners, all of them, within a couple months. I actually thought we had a peach theft one year because I came out, I picked enough for one pie, just to see if they were ready, and we made an amazing pie. And then must have been like a week later I came out thinking I'll get the rest of them. I got all the set up to pick all the peaches because they were ready, and there was not a single peach on the tree. We looked at the doorbell camera footage to see if anybody pulled up with a bag or something like from the street just to pick all the peaches. I offered to my neighbors anything that they want. Come and pick some peaches. Yeah. I didn't think they were going to pick all of them. But what happened was, there was nobody on the camera. It was a mystery for months. And then one of my neighbors came back from vacation, and underneath the hood of his car, there were 150 peach pits and some rotting pears from his pear tree. And so a little red squirrel had just one at a time taken every single peach off the tree, stuck it under the hood of his car while he was on vacation.
That's amazing.
And he had just been in there gorging on that.
It was one
and
squirrel?
So it was just 150 peach pits.
One red squirrel.
One little red squirrel.
Wow.
And so it's kind of wild. You know, I couldn't be too mad about that. Yeah. It was just like a ghost had taken all my peaches. I went through like a week's worth of footage.
That's insane.
And didn't see anybody. I love it.
Yeah. The fact that it was one squirrel.
Yeah. And they're really fantastic. You know, I'm not spraying for anything. There's yellow jackets. Yeah. There's Japanese beetles. There's squirrels. There's everything. This front lawn is just spectacular. The flicker woodpeckers love these peaches. Yeah. We get a lot of flickers in this area for a number of reasons, one of which being we don't spray for anything. We don't treat for grubs and... Northern flicker. Yeah, I've seen those guys. They're really cool looking. So a lot of this right now is weeds and dahlias. So we have a dahlia business called Detroit Dahlias. They're all grown organically here in the front. They're a really great pollen producer. So a lot of my beehives have almost too much pollen. But you'll see honeybees all over them all day long. We're really not quite in bloom yet here. And we have more of a, not really monoculture, but more of a more commercial garden down the street. Yeah. This is somewhat of a chaos garden. You know, we use a mower, tiller,
That's nothing.
Mechanical weeding.
As long as you're not using glyphosate.
Mulch.
Yep. No pesticides or herbicides. You know.
I do all of my neighbors' leaves, like for 8 houses.
Yeah.
I call it stealing their leaves. I don't charge them anything, but I use my backpack leaf blower, which is admittedly gasoline powered, and push all the leaves down into the garden. So every year I get this rejuvenation of organic material. We use it for mulch so that you can overwinter some of these tubers, even though they shouldn't survive. When they're covered with 6 inches of mulch, they do survive. I think the flower ladies have a term for that, like laying them in. You lay them in and then you lift the mulch. But what we do is when we lift the mulch off the plants, I come through with the tiller and I do a bit of a power compost. So I'm working that organic material in to the garden where the plants aren't. So I do a fair bit of tilling out front here, and there are, I guess, pros and cons to that as well. But the way that I do it, I use it as a mechanism to integrate the organic material into the garden.
That's the way to do it.
And to stay away from chemicals. So we're not adding any fertilizers, we're not adding really any herbicides or pesticides at all.
And
we do a little bit of like neem oil when necessary. My wife's out here with the soap water battling the
And you're
beetles.
attracting so much wildlife, I bet.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean it's a Fukuoka style up here too. You know, we're getting out of it what we put into it.
Yeah, the fact that you got northern flickers, because those guys are kind of rare to attract.
Well, we find that we're attracting all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, that's what's amazing about
coyotes and monarchs.
Monarch right there.
We have the entire ditch, so I tilled up almost to the street.
Wow.
And we've made that a dedicated pollinator strip out there.
That monarch.
And so it's everyday monarch. It's like they're being cast as extras when we're out here filming. Every single day it's like this. Yesterday there were 3 of them, and 2 of them were mating.
This is amazing.
It's easy. You get some swamp milkweed, you get some milkweed, you get some coneflowers.
Yeah, it's so easy.
I'm not a huge fan of the fennel, but the fennel is good for all kinds of pollinators.
You have diversity. There's a baby rabbit right there.
Yeah.
Went left.
There's always rabbits. They will make their burrows underneath the bee colonies because they're safer.
Wow.
And they are dry. You know, there's 2 monarchs out there right now.
Oh yeah, 2 monarchs. Wow. This is like a national park.
When they're coming together to mate and lay their eggs, they're laying their eggs on milkweed. It's not mysterious.
3 monarchs. 4. No, there's like literally like 5 or 6.
Come on, let's go out to the street. It's my
5 or 6 monarchs. That's like the first time I've seen that in Michigan. Like in just a suburb.
Plant some milkweed.
Yeah, I gotta plant some milkweed.
So I always get my fireweed and my swamp milkweed confused, but there's a couple different kinds of milkweed. Monarchs, do you want some berries and not that nasty peach?
Oh, should I put this? Where should I put it?
You can just chuck it.
Okay, chuck it. Yep. I'll go back into the soil.
Yeah. Somebody will eat it.
That's my mentality.
I'm not
exactly.
concerned.
That's what I did with some ground beef, or grass-fed ground beef that got rotten.
Yeah.
Some coyote or
You
something
can compost a cat, man.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
I've composted a possum. It was like a 20+ pound possum.
So the other book I recommend to people is kind of weird, but it's called the Humanure Handbook. It's really, that sounds really wacky. Fun,
Oh,
you know?
wow, right there. That's just
It's
amazing.
all day long like this, man. If you want to come out and film, this like this every day. You see
This
how
is the way
they've
to live.
landed? They're looking for nectar and they're looking to lay their eggs. They lay their eggs specifically on milkweed because the milkweed plant produces this toxin
Yeah.
and the larvae will bioaccumulate it.
Bioaccumulate the toxin?
Yeah, that's what makes the monarch larvae toxic.
I see.
So they're bright yellow and black and they look like they're toxic, but they're not toxic because they're producing the toxin.
It's because of this.
They're producing it because the larvae are eating the milkweed leaves and they're accumulating the
that
toxin.
relationship right there.
They can lay their eggs on anything. Parsley, there's a number of other plants that they specialize on. They prefer to lay their eggs on milkweed because it confers this ability for them to resist getting eaten by a bird. They just taste it, they'll spit them out. That first taste will get them. It's the milkweed toxin, not the monarch toxin.
Now, can you imagine what would happen to the monarch population if every lawn had a bunch of milkweed? Not even a bunch, like a little bit of milkweed. You multiply that by millions of lawns.
I think the state government is doing a better job than in recent history regarding the side of the road. And you know, and you have this concept of monarch way stations. Because they're going to fly all the way to Mexico.
Yep.
They're capable.
Yep.
But you know, you can't drive to Mexico without fueling up your car or plugging your car back into the electric. If it's electric, you know, it's even worse. You got to plug it in 6 times to get to Mexico.
Yeah.
The same thing for them. Even though this isn't very, it's not very big, I also don't do anything here.
Yeah, it's
I don't have
hands
to,
off.
I'm not putting seeds down. I wait for it all to dry, and then I let it overwinter. So a lot of insects, pollinators and solitary bees, will overwinter in like a dead stalk, you know?
Yeah.
So you leave that material on until they've emerged in the spring, and then I take my neighbor's riding lawnmower and I just mow it all down.
Wow.
And then it all comes back.
Just in the short amount of time I was here, I saw the monarchs, the rabbit,
Yeah.
a lot of bugs, a lot of bees.
I could bore you to death. There's 15 different kinds of bees.
Yeah.
There's another kind of, there's this swallowtail there. This is also good for the water system. So we have a storm drain in here.
Oh, wow.
Right? So like
it's a
down the
divot.
way, my neighbor's got one as well. This filters out all the garbage going down into the drain. But
Wow.
hers, which is in the middle of her lawn, ditch there, it clogs up with sticks and everything.
Wow.
I have to come out there with a rake.
Because she doesn't have this.
It's the same thing here. It's like a domed piece of cast iron. I've never done that with this one.
Okay.
Because the pollinator strip filters all the garbage and all the sticks and the leaves. I've had some concerns from people saying I'm going to clog up the sewer, but it's actually the opposite.
It's
this
filtering
is the
it.
natural filter that the waterway, man-made waterway needs. This is what you'll get if you read the Human Manure Handbook.
Okay.
It sounds like a psychopath wrote this book. It was one of the coolest books I've ever read, and it really changes your perceptions. You know, it's a realigning of your perceptions.
Okay.
There are 2 types of people in this world. There are those that poop in their water supply, and there are those that don't.
Yeah.
And in the West, we think, well, we're so sophisticated. We're so much better than like the people of, you know, India, China, some of these areas where they're just pooping in the ground, in a hole in the ground. Or they're using their feces as night soils to fertilize their crops. Like,
Which makes more sense.
that's backwards. Like, we would never do that here. Here in Detroit, here in Troy, Michigan, we shit directly in the lake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Oakland County is being sued by Macomb County now because it's a shared system. We routinely, so we have what's called a combined storm and sewer system in Metro Detroit, which is unusual. What that means is the sewage coming from my house is entering the system here, right in here somewhere. So all the rainwater that's coming from the ditch and going down the sewer that's in here, and there's one over here in my neighbor's yard, which you can kind of see what it looks like. The sewer connection is here at the street.
Okay.
So the rainwater and our sewage is joining together from here all the way to the treatment facility.
Wow.
What happens when you get a ton of rain is it overwhelms their capacity.
Gotcha.
So you have repeated, regular, planned, documented raw sewage discharge into the Clinton River. Hi, how's it going? And so that is something that is like well documented.
Wow, yeah.
When it rains a lot, we have raw sewage going into the river.
I had a quick question,
and
like
into the lake.
Your plants here look super healthy, but if there's like toilet bowl cleaner chemicals coming in, how are they handling those chemicals? Is it like the chemicals have like a half-life and so it doesn't really affect the plants?
So none of these plants are coming in contact with sewage because that's happening underground at the street.
Okay.
You have this sewage pipe coming out to the street. You know, the rainwater is coming down through the ditch and going down into the drain there, and then it's combining somewhere underground. So there's no sewage on these plants or anything. There's no toilet chemicals on the plants. There's a ton of runoff from the street. You know, like if somebody parks their truck and it's leaking oil or leaking radiator fluid or leaking anything, normal stuff. You know, it's all running off into the ditch.
Because of the slope.
I mean, it's happening every minute of every day. You know, it rained last night.
That's
all of the oils and all the chemicals from the street are being washed into the ditch.
I don't really ever think about that because it looks like there's nothing on the street, but when the rain comes, the residues.
Every Thursday, I'm out here picking up a little bit of garbage from the recycling guy or from the trash collectors. It's not a surgical operation there when they pick these bins up.
Yeah.
So that all can go directly down the drain.
Oh, yeah.
But in my case, fortunately and unfortunately, the trash gets caught by the plants.
Wow.
So then I just come back and I pick it up. So it's not going into the drain. I'm cleaning it up.
Yeah, once a week.
But all of the trash and garbage down here does go into the drain.
Oh yeah.
And that's a problem for the wastewater treatment facilities. You know,
Gotcha.
They're collecting all kinds of stuff because it is a combined storm and sewer.
That's fascinating what I just learned about the whole sewage system. But
combined storm and sewer systems, by default, if you have a ton of rain, you will have raw sewage in the lake.
Wow.
And that's why those beaches get closed down.
And you can't eat the fish you catch, and it's just a disaster.
I mean, it's an E. coli situation more so than anything, but like there are chemicals that run off into the river that we don't want.
Yeah.
You know, like it's a problem for like these companies in the Ann Arbor area that are dipping pieces of plastic in chrome for cars.
Yeah.
It's the chrome manufacturing process that has a lot of PFAS chemicals in it, forever chemicals, and they're just putting it straight into a creek, or they have a spill in their parking lot and it's going to end up in the waterway. And there's no way to treat for that except to carbon filter it.
Carbon filter.
And you can't, with a combined storm and sewer system, at no point are they carbon filtering anything.
Yeah. And that
because it would be too expensive.
The chrome filtering substance sounds like it doesn't even have a half-life. It just accumulates.
Yeah, PFAS. Yeah, the forever chemicals they bioaccumulate.
What is the mentality behind putting it in a stream or a creek? Do they think like nature's going to break it down over time, or?
I mean, that's how a lot of factories used to be. It's just like whatever we don't need.
Yeah.
Just get rid of it.
In the creek.
Put it in a 55-gallon drum. Put it on a boat. And go 50 miles out and dump the drums in the ocean. You know, it's just a different mentality.
Yeah, nature does have that ability to break stuff down and regenerate, so there's that upside, but I feel like it's at its limit.
Steel drums full of radioactive waste, you know, or like PFAS chemicals.
Yeah.
It's just a different mentality. If you get rid of this idea that you need a combined storm and sewer, if you start thinking of mentality of the people that are using an outhouse in many ways are more advanced than what we have here in Metro Detroit.
Gotcha.
Which is, even though we're treating our sewage, that material is going directly into Lake St. Clair and the Detroit River.
Yeah.
And we get our fresh water from the Detroit River.
Yeah. We thankfully have a RODI unit because we have high chlorine in our tap, so.
Yeah.
But everybody should, honestly, at this point, have some RO system.
But the water is coming from somewhere.
Yeah.
So we have reached what's called the PFAS inflection point. I don't know if you heard about that.
I have not.
There are forever chemicals in the form of the different PFAS chemicals in the rain. A couple different areas on Earth.
Yeah.
And they found PFAS in every single one.
Yeah.
Stuff down the drain.
Okay.
Like normal shit.
Yeah.
You know, for a winery, it'd be like yeast.
Right.
And solids, or like a brewery. You know, there's a certain amount of food waste you're just putting down the drain. But it's kind of like the difference between having 10 employees using the sewer system and having a festival for 5,000 people.
Yeah.
It's like you can't just have 5,000 people contributing to the sewage system and not have some sort of preparation or anything. So
I mean, this looks beautiful though. Like overall, I want to dedicate another video just to the front lawn because we already spent like half the time with the bees, so maybe next week.
And you can come film whenever you want. I mean, it's basically like this every day, and it changes. You know, we'll have different plants coming up. Pretty soon, the adult monarchs will be dead, and we'll have cocoons.
Cocoons with caterpillars.
You know, with the caterpillars, and so you'll be able to see them eating away at what we've given them.
Oh yeah, I would love to record that with the macro.
But they're here for a reason, you know, and that's to lay their eggs.
Yep. Fuel the ecosystem. I'm
seeing a little bit of herbivory here on the milkweed, but.
Could I see that? Where's the herbivory?
So, on milkweed it's easy because they're not really chewed by anything else other than insects that are tolerant to that toxin. But if you can see, the leaf is chewed on.
Yep.
When the larvae are out and they're getting big, it's really more pronounced.
I see.
So if you see one that's getting chewed on, that's when you start to look underneath.
Okay.
And you can see the it's almost like a latex. This is milkweed.
That's amazing.
And it is like, it is almost, it's not milk, it's closer to a natural latex.
That's amazing.
If you're allergic to any kind of latex, I wouldn't get too involved with that.
Yeah.
It's sticky too.
Yeah, it's like
it's
glue.
annoying.
That's the
But
biggest
that's the
milkweed I've
plant's
seen.
defense mechanism against herbivory.
I see. But the caterpillars can eat it for the monarch caterpillars.
The monarch caterpillars have this resistance to that.
Okay.
And they, in fact, accumulate it and use it for their own defense.
I see. Yeah.
This
But
stuff
yeah.
is relatively easy. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not trying to do anything very difficult. I'm
Yeah.
not super lazy, but I'm in the style of Masanobu Fukuoka. It's like, it's not do nothing. It's set it up.
Oh yeah, baby rabbit.
It's just set it
It's
up
adorable.
and get out of the way and take what you need and give the rest to the neighbors or to the environment, to the animals, to the bees.
Yeah.
You know,
That's the way to do it.
we always have baby rabbits here because the mulch is so thick.
Yeah.
You can see some of the remnants of the leaf theft. You know.
Oh yeah.
It's really rich, loamy soil. Everybody loves that.
Oh yeah.
We did a couple 100 yards of compost from Sakura.
Do you ever see snakes here, garter snakes?
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we see bigger ones at our orchard in Rochester Hills, but
Okay.
yeah, there's all kinds.
What about coyotes around here?
Oh yeah.
Pretty often, or like when's the last time?
So you can kind of hear them at night sometimes.
Yeah.
There's a big den in the park. They're not just attracted to the flavor of your pets, but they're attracted to fruit. So if you're leaving a lot of fruit drop, there's a lot of animals and birds in particular that will come and get overripe, rotting fruit on the ground. Coyotes are one of them.
What is Troy or Oakland County's way of managing coyote populations? Because obviously you can't hunt them in Troy, so.
I'm not aware of any.
Yeah, right? So it's like, I'm surprised why their populations aren't just ballooning out of control. They kind of are,
Yeah, we have more of a problem with coyotes in Rochester Hills where we have our orchard, to the point where you have a pack of coyotes taking down a deer, which is kind of scary.
but yeah.
We haven't really had any issues. I know they have issues out west with coyotes attacking people and kids and
Right here
pets,
we
and
don't, yeah.
we really don't have a huge issue here. We have a ton of wild cats. Because the park is right there,
Yeah.
so we have a lot of deer, a lot of wild, like a few feral cats.
Yep.
There are some coyote dens in the park that look a little gnarly.
In Bowen Park?
Yeah.
Wow, I gotta find, I wanna look at that.
There's a house across the street here, a couple doors down, that had them in their crawl space.
Wow.
And, I can't imagine having them in a crawl space. But,
I saw a video with a guy who had a bear in his crawl space. A black bear.
yeah. And they might be super quiet
Yeah.
until they're not.
Right. That's fascinating.
I haven't
though.
actually seen one
Yeah.
on our street yet.
Okay.
I have seen pictures from our neighbors that, when they're walking down the street in the middle of the day, you know what I mean? And one of my neighbors thinks there's a couple of babies this year, but
Okay.
I don't even hear them at night anymore, so I think they're just transient.
Gotcha.
We have you'll see a group of 14 deer come through here at once.
14 deer.
A couple times it's been really crazy.
Yeah.
Tons of deer.
I
And where are
believe
they
that,
coming
yeah.
from? But there are some more wild spaces in Troy, and a lot of those spaces are being torn down to
Yeah.
build condos and apartments and things.
Yeah, that's where lawns will come in huge. If everybody's lawn looks like this, that's
Yeah.
millions of square acres
And
of land.
they'll have more places to go and hide and raise babies and things
Yup.
like that where they'll be safe.
Attract
They
pollinators.
They love dahlias, unfortunately. They'll eat the dahlias,
Oh,
they'll
yeah.
eat the daffodils.
Well, it's cool how you're letting them take a little bit without getting pissed off at them, because that's a good mentality to have as a farmer, as a land steward.
So
That's what-
it's
yeah.
called gleaning.
Yeah. Will Harris, the farmer in White Oak Pastures, he says it's a stipend to nature when
Yeah.
a bald eagle takes some of his chickens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a gleaner's philosophy, It's like
Yeah.
it used to be that even in more conventional agriculture, if you had a small family farm, you would leave the corners unharvested. And then your neighbors, your human neighbors, if they were needy, would come and glean the remainders
Yeah.
that you intentionally leave them so that you can support your neighborhood, Any one of my neighbors that needs garlic can come get some garlic,
That's awesome.
or peaches or whatever, and they all know that. And anytime I have something cool, like when I did potatoes one year, I was giving away potatoes left and right.
Wow.
And right now I'm the same with the honey, same with anything here. If there's
Yeah.
something interesting and fun. The asparagus this year was fun.
So most people on your street, they're encouraging you to continue this because they're getting free garlic, free potatoes.
think so.
That's awesome.
I keep them well bribed.
Just imagine if they all also did that and you guys are trading like goods and stuff. That'd be an amazing society.
Well, so like, I had to get a permit to have the chickens behind the barn.
Yeah.
They're currently in Rochester now, but I have one of the last permits in Troy. They couldn't say no because I had 27 letters of support.
Awesome.
Like, I literally said to myself, if I can't get everybody on my street to support this, then I'm not going to do it.
Wow.
And first time I've ever had something like that.
Yeah.
You know, like, I have the garage codes for half of the people on the street. It's weird. It feels weird. But, you know, like, we take care of each other and we take their packages in to their garage when they're out of town. And
that's a really good, strong-knit community. And I think there should be more communities like that instead of just, you don't even know your next door neighbor. That's kind of weird to me.
I have a relatively large, it's a Troy-built horse tiller. It's like maybe 2 feet wide. It's gasoline powered, but it'll do the entire garden in 30 minutes. And so if somebody has a tiny little vegetable garden and they could be out there all day long struggling with their little electric tiller, I can show up in 5 minutes and get the work done, you know, and they're really grateful for that. And it costs me nothing, you know. And we have a cool group of people on the street that are like that. We all have different skills.
That's awesome.
A couple doors down, my neighbor's an amazing welder.
Wow.
Just like, he can do anything.
So you have a blacksmith on your street.
He is an actual blacksmith.
Wow.
He made me a potato plow for my tiller. So it's not meant to have like a plow attachment on my little tiller, but we just designed one in CAD and he fabricated it for me.
This is, in a way, this street is an eco-village. You know, so that's amazing that there's like a welder there. There's people with various skills on the street. That's kind of what I'm trying to do with my Project Primordia link that I showed you.
Yeah, it's really cool, actually. So this is the Bolin farm where we're at right now.
Okay.
This is Ernie Bolin's house. And he was a mason, so he built houses out of brick. This was the second house on the street that he built. All of this land was the farm. And his family donated all of that land for the park and the schools. And then they pieced all of this out.
Wow.
This was the first house on the street that was connected to the sewer on the street level. And that first house on the street at the end had its own separate system going out into the park.
I see.
Or what is now the park. And eventually they connected it to the street. But it's all like, all of the streets in this area were named after that family.
Wow.
So we kind of have this weird idea of having it be a farm.
Yeah.
Again.
That's an awesome idea. It's an awesome vision.
It's going to be all potatoes in the park. If we ever have an apocalypse, it's just going to be all potatoes for the whole neighborhood. Because it's good farmland. It's really, if you look at the USDA charts, it's rich farmland if you don't have a drainage problem or if you have well drained, whatever. So that's why we use the mulch. We try to keep our drains clear. We don't add too much water. You know, in Troy, we have this issue of water between the houses because it's poorly drained. But as long as you site your garden in the right spot and you're planting appropriately for the season when you will have a lot of water, it works out great.
That's awesome. Well, I think for today I got enough content, but I want to do it again. You know, we could even have like a weekly podcast here at this point. But
you can come back as much as you want. Yeah,
I want to edit this out as nice as possible. It's just, you guys are helping out nature more than like any other street that I know of in Michigan.
We're trying. I mean, it's not that hard, and it might look a little untidy to some people. Like we've had people actually make complaints that don't live on the street. They're coming for it.
Oh yeah, that guy's in there.
Bees and wasps are not aggressive. They are defensive.
Defensive, yep. Just like snakes.
They're not, these bees could be from 10 different colonies. Yeah, so unless you squished them, it wouldn't really do anything.
The diversity of the lawn here, pretty amazing.
Yeah, I kind of gave up on it, but just excuse all the rest of it, but it's much easier and cheaper just to let it do what it wants to do.
Yeah, thanks.
And this is kind of wild, I just try to maintain a path, but the idea was have something my kids can come back here and get some organic fruit and do something out here in more or less a natural setting without a ton of work. So it's a Masanobu Fukuoka style, where you set it up.
Yeah.
Planting all the varieties that we have back here is a ton of work, but I'm not doing anything. You know, it's wild. I'm not spraying, so we have Japanese beetles everywhere. You know, I don't try to keep the birds away.
They enjoy the bugs.
Plenty of bugs, plenty of fruit flies, plenty of wild animals, plenty of birds.
So this is part of your breakfast, basically.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. That's such an awesome
Occasionally,
way.
when I can.
Yeah.
So these are some blackberries in here. We have salmon berries.
Awesome way
These
to
are
get your
currants.
breakfast.
Black currants are a superfood.
I just tried one of those berries. That was one of the best berries I've ever had in my life.
So there's a couple different kinds of black currants here. This is a clove currant.
That does not taste like a berry from Whole Foods.
No. No.
Indescribable taste right there.
And people are really upset about the acai berry stuff going on.
Oh yeah, what's going on with the acai?
Because they mostly come from South America. And so with the tariff nonsense, the prices are going through the roof. But black currants, I would say, birds have been through here. That's kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
You know, black currants are one of the fruits that you can use
That's
to replace acai and things like that. Try one of those.
Oh yeah, I just tried one. That was so good.
Some of these aren't super ripe, but this is a different species than this.
It's just an explosion of flavor.
Currants are kind of a flavor that a lot of people in North America aren't used to. They used to be illegal.
Oh, why? Oh, 'cause
It's a really cool story. I think that you would be into it.
Oh yeah, I want to read up on
There's
that.
a guy, Greg Quinn, that did a TEDx talk on the forbidden fruit or whatever, and he did a great job of explaining it. This is, there's been quite a lot of this dropped to the ground. This was like really full
They
about a
just fall
month
to the
ago.
ground? Okay.
Yeah. The birds will eat them though. A lot of these are just growing.
Oh yeah.
I didn't plant this right here.
Oh yeah.
You know, this is just spreading.
That's same with my grape plant. It's spreading like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just letting it. This is all cherry. Bush cherry,
Oh wow.
just from the birds having eaten the fruit.
Yeah.
This is loganberry, boysenberry, blackberry, red raspberry behind you is kind of on its way out. But I wanted, you know, we are varietal fruit crazy people.
Yeah, and
know?
to me, this is the opposite of crazy.
Well, I mean, I guess in the sense of it's not a monoculture of different genera. It's not a monoculture of different varieties.
Yeah, instead it's just an ecosystem with wildlife, and it's amazing.
There's no pressure over here to produce 100 plants of the same variety.
Right.
My Pinot Noir is on the border here. It's been really taking a beating.
Oh yeah.
This is boysenberry.
Okay.
All of the really big ones, all the really wild ones here are boysenberry.
Okay. Boysenberry right here.
And we're not having a great year. It's kind of a growth year. You'll have,
That tastes amazing.
there's primocane and there's floricane varieties of berries. So some berries, the stem will grow and produce fruit in the same year.
Okay.
Some will be a year behind. So it's very varietal dependent, but you'll see I already trimmed a lot of those from last year. So this was from last year. It will never produce fruit on that cane again for this variety.
Why is that?
Because it's the second year. So it grows in the first year, produces fruit the second year, and then it will never produce fruit on this one again.
And what species is this?
This is, I think, boysenberry most likely.
Okay.
And that's variety specific. Here, you see some of this through here. If this was going to be a commercial plot, I would want to cut all these dead canes out of here every year. But I really just like kind of willy-nilly go through and chop them up. I have an electric pruner that I love just to keep it less wild.
A little bit, yeah, managed.
Make it easier to get in here and get some fruit.
Yeah, even with management, it's a full-blown habitat for wildlife.
Yeah. I'm never going to get every berry. You know, we're maybe a week or two away from having a ton of fruit back here.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of berries.
Thankfully, with this boysenberry variety, it's thornless. But there are some, I'm feeling some thorns.
Oh yeah.
There are some in here that I have thorns. I think this is a thornless blackberry. The other cool thing about this kind of style of blackberry is called the trailing blackberry. You can trellis them if you really wanted to. We could attach something to the house and it would go all the way up.
Wow.
They're called trailing. I wish I had a good example, but you can see how far it'll grow, and then when the tip hits the ground, it'll start to produce roots.
Okay.
Call them rat tails.
I love that when it drapes over architecture.
Yeah. Well,
I've seen buildings like that.
In the case of these, for commercial production, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Because you have to manage them, either with trellising or whatever. They call it walking away. The plant will walk away. Oh yeah. Because it'll do one of these.
Okay.
See if I can find one for you. This plant here almost certainly started that way. So I would not have planted either one of these here. Okay. What you can kind of see, the beginning of what's going on here is the plant is walking away, and then that'll produce a plant and you can cut it.
I see. So it's like loops like that.
Yeah, so every single one of these is the plant walking away, most likely.
Oh yeah.
They can still produce a plant from the seed, you know?
Yeah.
Which is why the fruit is sweet in the first place, is because they want birds to help them escape, right?
Yeah.
Because plants generally can't move.
I can just imagine how many like little chipmunks and stuff just spend time here.
I didn't plant this one. Right up close to the air conditioner.
This
is a really popular area. It's part of the reason I don't take these dead canes out.
Yeah.
Is because it's a popular area for rabbits.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
And other animals to be in there underneath the canes where they can't get eaten by a hawk. They'll get eaten by skunks and stuff, but you know what I mean? It's a whole system.
Yeah, and you know how to manage a system like this because you've been doing it for some time. It's not like a monoculture system.
I don't care about the plants walking away because I've just created a clone. This is a clone for myself.
That's a clone.
If I wanted to dig that up and put it somewhere where it should be, quote unquote, it's basically like a clone. And you can do it intentionally. You can dip it into a pot.
The management is so much more hands-on here, where it's like an individual gardener to more connected with a smaller amount of land.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
I could be more hands-on than I am here. You know, I could get rid of the thistles. I could do the trellising, but honestly, that's the Fukuoka style, which is you get out of it what you put into it.
Yep, Masanobu said
and if you put less into it, and you get less out of it, then it balances out.
Yep.
I'm happy with that.
Oh yeah, that's enough for breakfast.
I don't have to be out here for more hours.
Yeah.
I don't have to get every berry.
You were here. You were probably picking for like 10 minutes, not even.
Yeah, that's enough for a little breakfast.
That's a lot.
Drizzle a little bit of honey on there.
Welcome to the Wild Origins YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a tour. I wasn't looking at the lens, I know it. Welcome to the Wild Origins YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a tour of James's front yard food forest. About the lighting. This is better lighting. Can't smile all the time, man. Oh, there's a monarch butterfly right there. I told you we got monarchs. I don't even have milkweed. They just like the diversity, the crazy amount of diversity here. Hold on, I gotta lower this fucking tripod. Welcome to the Wild Origins. Hold on. Mosquitoes. Plane. Dead mosquito. Welcome to the Wild Origins YouTube channel. Another plane. Get that. Green box of death, work your magic. Welcome to the Wild Origins YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to be taking a frick.